I'm so excited to come at you live. So obviously this is live on my page, so y'all know me. I'm Andy Hess. If you don't know this for some reason, if you're one of my new friends or followers, I am a hypnotherapist and rapid results coach. And you might have seen that I have just an absolute ton of fun,
Yes, fun.
talks and fairs and events and all of this stuff coming up. And so I'm coming to you today with Cheryl Lacy from the Women 360 because we have a wellness fair coming up in March. It's called the March to Wellness Women and Children's Health Fair. I will be a speaker. I will also have a vendor table. But Cheryl, I would love to know from you, what other fun do we have coming up here at this event?
Lots and lots of fun, Andy. I'm so excited about the March to Wellness. I've been planning this for probably 4 or 5 months now, and now it's 30 days away. And
Can you
so
believe it?
I'm just like, it's almost here,
It's
30 days
almost
away.
here.
But it's an event, but I kind of like to think it's like more than an event, it's a movement because it's designed to educate, connect, empower women to take charge of their health. As women, a lot of times we just put ourselves last because we have so many things that we're doing. And sometimes our health suffers a little bit as a result of that. But we're bringing together experts in the field like yourself, business women, leaders, women from all walks of life. And this event is just going to foster making them stronger and a healthier community and ensuring that women have the knowledge and the resources and the support to thrive. And I love that. I love everything about that. But even more than that, I love that it is also focused on children's health. So we've got a range of speakers that are just amazing speakers. We have yourself, and I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about what you're going to do there. We also have a doctor who is pain and regenerative medicine, even harnessing your own stem cells for your cure. I mean,
Wow.
revolutionary things. We have,
I
I
didn't even know that was a
know,
thing.
amazing, right? Amazing. Behavioral health practitioners, mental health practitioners that are actually going to speak about suicide prevention and things that you can look for because unfortunately we have, that is an attack on our children. And as parents and grandparents like myself, if we can know some of the signs and help our children navigate some of the difficulties that they have in society and in school and on social media and all of that.
Yeah,
Sexual
sure. I know
health.
my children, I dealt with that for myself with my children. And, it was really a struggle, right? To find the resources, especially when you need them for your children. It feels like you need them, quick. And there can be these
Yes.
like really long waits. And I wish something like this had been around for me to find those resources when I needed them with my kids.
Thank you for saying that. And we have not one mental health specialist, but two mental health specialists and behavioral health. And also, like I said, sexual health, acute care, um, smile reconstructions, eye health. So we have dentists, we have eye doctors, we have someone who specializes in autism spectrum disorder, and that is amazing. A lot of parents are looking for resources for their children who they suspect might have autism or who are just being diagnosed with autism. We
I
have
feel like a lot of us could even really use that for dealing with ourselves and with our partners and these other people that we have in our lives. And I think we're all becoming a little bit more aware that there's a lot of us who weren't diagnosed because we didn't diagnose this right when we were real
right.
young, and so we've kind of muddled our way through life without some of these tools. And so I'm always a fan of really hearing for that. I just dropped the link for tickets into the
Oh,
chat.
thank you.
We've got a couple people already talking about how amazing this looks. And, Cheryl, this is really near and dear to my heart because I just launched the Holistic Chamber of Commerce group here in Phoenix. And, we've got such an amazing group of women. And I know, of course, I'm a part of Women 360, and I've been kind of bringing them all to you, and they've been coming back and forth. And it's
It's what we do, right? Together.
It's just such a great group of women that we've got really in these organizations. And, they're all a wealth of knowledge. And I can't say enough about being in a room of people who really understand, who you don't have to ask, like, does anybody know what this is? Or like, have you ever heard of this? Or, all this stuff. It's just, it feels so supportive to be in a room of women who, you can start the conversation a little bit further in. You're not trying to explain yourself.
Exactly.
We are always trying to explain ourselves,
I
right?
know. Well, Andy, I'm just going to pause and just say you always do such a great such a great job championing other women, like fantastic. In some of our events, 360 events, I have pictures of you, and you're just like looking at the speaker, and you probably are going to remember the picture. You're looking at the speaker, and it's like you're proud. It's like you're proud for them, you're proud for their success, and you're just, all into them doing well and succeeding. And I just love that about you. So thank
Oh,
you.
that just warms my heart. I'm just so grateful to be able to be a part of it. Because what you're probably capturing in that picture, and I have to go see which ones those are, but what you're probably capturing is just, I am in awe. I am, I was born and raised here in Chandler. And all of my degrees and all my work before has always been very international. So my friend group is very not here, very not
Okay.
local, right? And to be able to step into this phase in my life, this, it's the phase I call second act, right? Kids are gone, all that stuff. But to be able to step into this phase in my life and for the first time really find myself in these rooms of women that are just, they're just changing the world,
Oh,
like one person at a time.
yes.
Every single person in that room is just shining their light. And I think that's what I have come to recognize as my own purpose here
Mhm.
in this planet, is that, if I can just help one more person shine their light more brightly, that is how we get like a world full of peace. And so when I'm in a room where everyone is a light,
I
just
know. I know.
it
It's bright.
shines so
It's
brightly.
brilliant. It's brilliantly bright. I know.
Exactly.
And that is always you hear me say it all the time. The members, the sisters of the Women 360 are brilliant. They're brilliant. And
Yeah.
they're brilliant because of how incredibly smart they are, but the light that shines through them is very brilliant. So
Yep.
when you were talking to Andy, I thought about this story. It's called the Starfish Story. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if a lot of you who are listening have heard of it, humor me. I'm just going to tell it very
No,
quickly.
I want to hear it. So tell
Okay,
it to me.
so there's a man and he's walking down the beach and he sees this little girl and she's just going like this over and over and over again. He doesn't understand what she's doing. But as he gets closer, he notices that when the wave comes onto the sand, there are a bunch of starfish that are deposited there. And she's picking up each starfish. And there are hundreds of starfish, even thousands of starfish on the shoreline. And he's watching her for a while and she's relentless in this. And he says to her, little girl, what are you doing? And she's saying, I'm saving the starfish. And he says, but there's so many, you're never going to be able to save them all. And she picks up a starfish and she says, but it matters to this one.
Yeah.
And that is, sure, I didn't tell the story as well as it's written, but you get the point. I feel like that's what we do. What you're doing, what we're doing at the Women 360 is like each person is a starfish and it matters. Each person matters. And it seems like every person that is within our networking groups, they all feel that way. So they're saving the little starfish and it's just growing
Yeah.
exponentially. And I just love it because that means more women are being reached who are going to fulfill what their dreams are and make a difference in the world. And like you said, shine their light. So,
And I feel like I just talked a little bit about my friend groups and stuff, but I feel like, I hear over and over again, how do you make friends as an adult, right? And especially as as the kids grow up and it's not like you're at soccer practice with the other moms or anything like that, as it becomes more about you and not about your kids, right? We need more spaces like this. And I think you and Heather in particular just do such a phenomenal job of making
Agree.
sure everybody feels like they've just walked into a room of like their best friends for 40 years,
Oh, thank
right?
you so much for that. Thank you. That is our goal. Heather always says that we're here to shine other people's crowns. So
Yeah.
thank you for
It's
saying that.
it's the first time whenever I meet women, and I do some work with NABO as well. As you know, I'm on the board for the NABO Phoenix chapter, and so I'm in these phenomenal rooms full of women. And so as I go around and I meet women these days, it's just such a blessing that I know where to send them so that, we can all create this network of support together. So I'm going to ask you the hardest question. What talk at the fair are you personally most excited to hear?
Oh my gosh, that's so difficult. I have a grandson who has ASD, so I'm very interested in autism spectrum disorder. I have a granddaughter who has RA, so I'm very interested in pain. I have another grandchild who doesn't like to eat certain things. So the food doc,
The
like,
Dr.
talk
Alexis
about her,
Sams.
Andy. I know she's a good friend of yours.
Yep.
I mean, she's incredible. I mean, and
We
it's
just
not
did
just
a podcast episode together and it was so amazing. It was just such a fun conversation. That's also I've posted about it here on Facebook and it's also on my YouTube channel, but definitely don't miss her. Dr. Alexis Sams, the food allergy doc. She's got some cool stuff to say too, for sure.
and it's not just allergies, right? It's textures. It's all of that.
All the stuff. Her thing is food clues, and we had this great conversation about the mindset piece of that
Mm-hmm.
because one of so I'm a chronic illness
Oh,
warrior myself, and when I did my hypnotherapy training, that was one of the particular specialties I got because we don't talk enough about the different kinds of mindset trauma that go on around not being able to trust your body, right?
great.
um how do I make an appointment with you on Friday morning if I don't know if I'll be able to get out of bed on Friday morning, right?
Exactly.
And so it's not even just like trusting other people, but you can't even trust yourself and you feel very trapped. And so we had a lot of really good conversation around, there's mindset pieces of our relationship with our bodies and our relationship with food that we just don't discuss enough. And that's definitely something, obviously, that we'll cover at the fair.
Well, I was saving you for last, so I'm going to still save you for last because you know that saying, right? You save the best for last. But anyway, I'm very interested in what Lynn Fredis has to say because she's all about peptides and weight loss and hormones and urgent care. And she's an MP and she does telehealth, which is great.
You know what I really love about this fair that, especially as you're talking about all these people, there's this amazing combination of modalities and practitioners. And it's not just holistic and it's not just like Western medicine. It's like this combination of all of it because that's how it should be.
Yes.
Healthcare should be, one of my mentors likes to say, East meets West is best. Like, do all the things,
Mm-hmm.
there's not do all the things. I shouldn't say do all the things, but consider these multiple perspectives because you get a fuller picture when you use, you know, Western medicine for the imaging and the
Absolutely.
labs and everything, but holistic
Absolutely.
works as well for your nervous system and
Mhm.
and food and all of these things. There's no one person who has cornered the market on how to be well. And
Right.
we're human beings, we're really complex beings, and this fair really to me brings together so many different perspectives. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to fill a whole notebook with all of these
I
talks
know.
and the
I know.
takeaways and everything.
I'm so excited for it, and also women's networking
and
because
and the
Heather's going to
networking.
be there representing the Women 360, so she'll be able to speak to that and women's coaching, women's empowerment, advisory, coaching, all of that. What you're saying is so true, and we purposefully put this agenda and this group of brilliant women together so that by coming, I mean, you're going to find something that is there for you. And probably the most difficult thing is, can I get to everybody? Because we have a specialist that is going to help you. Like my mother's 85 and she lives with me.
Yeah.
So that is wonderful because she can age at home.
Yeah.
So there's a specialist that's going to be there that's going to talk about, aging at home to keep them in their home, things that you can do to support that because it's very, very important sometimes.
Well, and it's important
Sometimes
too
the nursing
for
home
us, right? A lot of us are caught in what we call the sandwich generation, where we're caring both for kids and for parents. And,
yes.
I know even for me, so all three of my grandparents have passed in the last 12 months. And so I have watched my parents, and my mother in particular, right, really take on a lot of that. And we need to care for ourselves as we're caring for others, and it's the same thing as that children's piece, right? We could use all of those resources for helping take care of our parents as well.
Absolutely. So I don't know how much time we have, but I want you to talk about what you do before we get too far gone. Because Andy, I've never been to a hypnotherapist, and I was at Colleen Biggs' event, and you were ending the event with you were going to share a little bit about what you do. And I was kind of hesitant. I'm like, oh, what's this going to be about? I don't know. And I'll tell you, I felt so peaceful when you were done. I just feel very peaceful. And it feels so good to feel very peaceful.
Doesn't it?
Yes,
some people are always like, how do you like your job and everything? And of course, I came from being a professor, right? And basically now I get to meditate all day, every day. And it is just so very peaceful. It's such a fantastic job. But yeah, hypnotherapy is one of those things where I think most of what we've seen has been either on stage or in a movie, and it looks kind of when we see it like that, we're like, I cannot relate to that. I would not want to be in that position. And so this is obviously a question I get to talk about a lot. But the reality is that hypnosis is just a state of mind, right? So every one of us goes through hypnosis multiple times a day. We pass through hypnosis as we're falling asleep and as we wake up. And if you've ever driven home and not known how you got there, that's hypnosis, right? We call that highway hypnosis or environmental hypnosis. But even to watch a movie, right? So in order to watch a movie, and they talk about this in, in like film school and stuff, is something called the ability to suspend disbelief. But what you're doing, right, is you're very immersed in the world. Your conscious mind does not actively remember that like this is a movie. You allow yourself to be in it.
Right.
And so really what hypnotherapy comes down to is that state of being, that state of mind is a relaxed nervous system state, which is the appropriate state for learning. It's the appropriate state for rewiring, right? It means you're out of fight, flight, and you're in rest and digest. And you're very calm and peaceful. And that is the state at which change can happen. You cannot make change if you're in fight and flight. The body is just, saying all resources need to go to survival.
Exactly.
Right? So hypnotherapy then is the use of that state for a therapeutic purpose. So to get the results you want, right? Those patterns that you have that you repeat, you're like, I always do this thing to myself. I always self-sabotage this way, or I always pick this kind of partner that's not good for me, or, these things that I do over and over again. I like to think of it like you're a computer and those are programs you have installed. And so if you're running the wrong program, it doesn't make any sense to get mad at the program. You just install the right program. And hypnosis is a state where we can install the program that you want to install. And that's all it is.
I love that. I will be at your class.
I am all about
think about
wants to say this when I'm on stage. So there's a line in my bio that says I checked off my bucket list by the time I was 37. And so I am a person who from very early on was absolutely obsessed with productivity and getting what I wanted. And so it was like, decide what you want, go get it. Decide what you want, go get it. Decide what you want, go get it. And hypnosis was a tool that I used to create the right mindset for those things. But that's really what I'm all about, is own what it is that you actually want, because you can't trick your subconscious. You can't tell yourself, I only want this, not this, if your subconscious really wants this. And if we all step into what we truly want, that's when our light shines. That's when we're at peace and we are vibrant and we can really be, you know, full of our own passion and light and be able to give to others, right? We talk about filling our own cup. I believe the way to get there is for you to embody exactly what it is you want in life, because
I
when
love that
you
so much.
are vibing, you have more to give.
We were talking about the food doc and clean eating and things like this. And I was just thinking, that's clean thinking. What Andy is talking
Yes,
about is clean thinking.
I love that. That's
I
going on some marketing materials.
just taking all the muddle out of there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the brain doesn't know
That.
the difference between something that you imagine and something that you actually do. It just does not know the difference. So you see like Olympic athletes who spend more time visualizing what they want than they spend actually on the court. And
Right.
there's studies that show now that if you visualize working out, particularly enough, your muscles will actually get toned.
Mhm.
So why
That's
would you
crazy.
not, right? Why would you not want to
I
think?
like that.
And I love that that's like thinking clean. Like, what are you creating in your mind? Because that's what you're experiencing.
You're right. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh,
I hope
thank
that
you.
everyone who's listening goes to the website. It's just March to
Yeah.
Wellness, www.marchtowellness.com. And they can look at the speaker schedule.
Yep.
So they can see exactly when you're speaking and when the other speakers are speaking. There's a little bit of overlap. So they're definitely going to want to, read through.
Pre-plan.
That's right. Pre-plan, read through what all the speakers' topics are and where they're going to be. It's at the Kiln in Gilbert, which is a lovely location. We're taking
Beautiful
the
venue.
whole first floor. The
Oh,
whole first floor is ours.
for those of you who have not been over to the Kiln, I want to take a moment to plug this venue, because I worked at Santan Mall, and I grew up here, like I said, right? And it used to be the old beauty brands at Santan Mall, and they have turned it into this amazing co-working space that is just like, you want to talk about high vibration. Like, I feel good every time I walk into this space. So I can't wait to be there with all of these amazing women. And I did, like I said, I put the Eventbrite link down into the
Thank you.
comments here, and I'll put it on the YouTube when I post this there as well, so you can check the description and find that there. But yeah, there's a whole website with all the different speakers and
Marchtowellness.com, really easy. And
yep.
one of the things that I want to say before we leave each other, and I've enjoyed this so much, I could talk to you for hours.
I know.
When we're done,
Me
you can
too.
put me to sleep and everyone could see me just relax. But we're going to have free raffles going on the entire time. Bohm, they're in the, I think that's how you say Bohme. Is that Bohm?
That sounds right. Yep.
That is a crazy, beautiful boutique. They've just today, Heather picked up 2 gift cards from them that we'll be raffling off. And everybody who comes who has a ticket, they're going to be able, be dropped in the raffle. You don't even have to be there, so maybe you're there for 3 hours and then you leave, but we will know, if you get that raffle
I
card.
will have a raffle gift for you too. So
That's awesome.
You can win a certificate from me as well.
Oh, that is so good. Brighton has donated. Blue Wasabi has donated. The Flip Flop Shop. We have a Build-A-Bear. And then every single one of our speakers is donating like you. We have so many raffles to give away. And then we have a great swag bag that isn't just a bag. It's actually a larger size lunch tote that I know Dr. Penhollow from Progressive Regenerative Medicine, Precision Regenerative Medicine had done. And then Lily Wang has swag bags as well. So there's so many things there.
You definitely don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. And I thank you so much for allowing me to come on and plug it a little bit, because it would be a shame for someone to not be there. It's just
It really would.
good.
Isn't that the worst feeling, finding out about like a really fantastic event that you should have been at just like a little too late?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we've
thank you
got
so much for
30
coming
days
on.
left, so it's not too
30,
late.
I
30.
can't believe it's only 30 days, but yeah, 30 days left. It's on March 22nd, and it'll be 9 to 2. You can see that in your background there.
Mhm.
And, Cheryl, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this with me. For any of you watching, hope you grab a ticket, reach out if you have any other questions about it, and we will see you there.
Okay, Andy, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll
Thank you
see
so much.
you on the 27th.
Sounds good.
All right, bye, honey.
Bye.